everybody. It has been a hot minute since I posted a video. I think we're at over a year now, and it has been one heck of a year. Though I can't really complain. It hasn't been as bad as some people's. It's been a challenge. Um, for those that have been around a while or know me, I'll fill you in at the end. But basically, I decided to do some, well, not unboxing videos. It's not really unboxing. Maybe unbagging of some of my shopaholic shopping spree through Christmas clearance throughout the town of Dayton. And I have been to, I think when I figured it up, it was close to 40 different stores. Now, granted, some of those stores were repeats, like I think I went to 7 different Dollar Trees. You can tell we're economically depressed here because there's a Dollar Tree on every corner instead of a Starbucks. And if you can't guess, yes, I have opened the wine a little early tonight. In fact, this is the last of bottle 2, so I may, by the time we get to the end of this, be in rare form. I literally had a truckload of stuff. I bought so many damn things that I didn't really need. But here I am to show you all of those dear, dear treasures that I'm adding to my various collections, as well as kind of give you some idea of what I was thinking when I was buying them, and what is in store for the coming year. So if you haven't figured out, this is not a soap making video. I'm taking a break from that. You'll understand why at the end. But this is just some craft shopping type stuff. And we may end up having an appearance from my cat, who has decided to sneak a peek over here by the table. But anyway, to kind of get this ball on the roll on the ball. Yeah, ball on the roll. The first kind of store I'm going to pop into is JoAnn's. And let's just say it's one of those stores I have a love-hate relationship with. You know, JoAnn's stuff, their regular price or their sale prices is everyone else's regular price. So I don't know who would have paid $15 for a little piece of wood with galvanized tin to it, but I would pay $4 for it, as I did. All roads lead home for the holidays. I thought this would be absolutely cute just to have as a knick-knack type of thing, sitting on my shelf for Christmas. I did switch over to more of the country Christmas theme this year. As I mentioned, my cat, I hadn't actually put up a Christmas tree since I got her. This year was the first time, and I decided, given that and given her proclivity for climbing things, it might be in my best interest to switch to unbreakable ornaments. So I switched to kind of a rustic kind of country quiche type thing. Sorry. And it was really cute. But yeah, that was the first thing I picked up. Saw it when I walked in the door and was like, oh, that's so adorable. I need that. Not really, but it's cute and I'm liking it. Next thing I picked up was this set of 3 trees. When I grabbed them, I thought, wow, this is really cute, these 3 figurines. You know, they'll be perfect for our village. Well, I got home and noticed they're candles, which, not a big deal. They're nice. They're a very good heavy weight. I was thinking, after I realized they were candles, it would be perfect that I could actually just melt them just enough to insert like ornaments into them and decorate the trees with some maybe candy sprinkle ornaments in there to give them a little more color, and make them really kind of flesh out that village scene. Another thing I picked up, I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking when I saw this. I was like, oh, this would be a cute craft. And then I got home and I was like, not really. Probably not going to do that. You can see what their scene looks like. So it's got the 3 trees, the reindeers, and the sleigh. And I don't know, that's not Santa, but I'm not sure who is driving that sleigh. Um, but what I did think I could do is these would be really cute, added to different craft signs and different things that I make. Because one of the things I bought myself this year for my Christmas present was a Cricut. So I bought an Explorer Air 2. Haven't actually unboxed it yet to really begin playing with it, but I can see myself definitely making a bunch of signs with these, and definitely looking for certain things like this so that I can add some relief and dimension to the projects that I make. The next one, super excited to have found this. Did not find it in the Christmas section. It was hiding in the toys section. It's just the only roll of deco mesh that I could find in the buffalo check pattern. But definitely next year this will end up being a wreath and hopefully a little bit left. It's 30 feet, so I can do quite a bit with that, and really excited to have found this. Literally when I walked through, I was like, okay, what's here? There's toys on clearance. Maybe there's something cute for my nephews. And I saw this and I was like, mine! And added it to my nice little collection of different stuff for next year. Let's see. Let's go ribbon. Yes, even more buffalo check. I found these ribbons living around in JoAnn's. Really excited for it. You know, when I started this little journey, I was like, where did this buffalo check come from? And initially I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Not sure if I'm loving it or not. And I actually ended up using a lot of it. I ended up buying a buffalo check, I call him Lumberjack Santa, as well as using a buffalo check tree skirt for my trees. So I ended up using quite a bit of it, and have got some more ideas for next year if it's still around. Other ribbons I got. What year would it be without the red truck? I mean, everybody in the red truck. Red trucks everywhere. And so I picked this up because I was like, okay, I can do something with this. Maybe a bow for a wreath or some craft projects. But I just couldn't pass it up given the red truck and its... I don't even know how to describe what has happened with it over the past year. Then this. Yes, kind of boring in follow-up. But part of it for me, when I'm looking for some of these ribbons, is I'm looking for stuff that isn't necessarily always tied to a specific holiday, simply so that I get more use out of it. And I thought this would be really cute on maybe like a spring wreath as a bow or something similar. Then I could not pass this one up. Cute little bear on the snowfall. As a bear, cannot ignore my little peeps. So had to pick this one up. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'll figure out something. Deer, again, trying to avoid that seasonal look. But this I thought was super cute, and it would make great packages and bows for my father, who is, even in his late 70s now, still goes out deer hunting every year. I imagine until the day he dies, he will be out there every season hunting himself his deer. So I could not ignore this at all. Simple, just a little gold, I always call this Goss grain ribbon. You can call it whatever you want, but just a little gold ribbon that I can use for different things. As well as one that I thought was cute for fall. It's just pine cones and holly berries. And then the last one, I think the last one, I have to look, I may have another roll over there. Snowflakes on burlap. I thought this would be perfectly cute for some of the wreaths that I make, and that I would definitely be able to find a use for it. So no, this was not JoAnn's, but it's kind of similar, just again a burlap ribbon. This was probably Michael's. I really don't remember. 125 feet of burlap pattern ribbon. It's not actually burlap, it's a polyester, but definitely cute, definitely usable. Now, as I said earlier, I have a love-hate relationship with JoAnn's, and this would be why. If you look in their ad this week, it says they have 50% off paper stacks, which is the real reason that I went to JoAnn's. As I said, I bought myself a Cricut, and having never used one before, I wanted to get some cheap paper and stuff to play around with cutting and getting used to it. So I went there intentionally to get these packages. Well, when I went, they said, no, it's not actually these on sale. Then when I finally got them to acknowledge that they were on sale, then they wanted to say they were doorbusters, even though I had, thankfully, the ad with me and was able to show them they weren't doorbusters, because I had another coupon on top of that. Because even at 50% off, it was actually cheaper to get some of this stuff at Walmart, not these particular patterns, but some of the stuff is cheaper at Walmart. I thought these were adorable. Definitely the polka dots I can come up with a use for, as well as maybe even the orange and the green there. I also got just some plain traditional colors, white straight through the spectrum to black. Again, in the 110 pound, so heavy cardstock. Then we got yet another. I'm loving this orange check pattern, as well as the orange polka dot. I think I can do so many different things with that. It will be cute come spring and summer to do some projects with. Then this I saw and I was like, oh my god. It's not really the colors that I would want in a wood grain, but I could definitely find a use for this. It's all wood grain patterns in here, from pink all the way to purple, blue, green, red. Very cute. And then just a basic pack of vibrant colors. Again, really, I bought these more than anything. I'm not really a paper craft person. Bless you to all those card makers out there. That was never one of my talents. I never had the patience or the creativity to come up with some of those things. But I wanted the paper because I thought, oh, this is cheaper than vinyl. This is cheaper than iron-on. It's cheaper than fabric, to really kind of get used to how the machine works and handles. And some of these things I can definitely use in other projects. And you'll see some of the stuff that, and why I mean that, in other videos. But ended up, I did get them to agree that yes, these were on sale, and then I had a 20% off coupon on top of that. So these packs were really, really cheap. I want to say most of them were like $3 to $4. So really excited for that. The other thing I got were a couple, actually three, of the kind of more colorful paper packs. This one, I'm in love with this one. Let me tell you. This is just some of the cutest patterns in my mind. So even though it's pretty basic, I'm loving this. It's a gold with the craft paper and the pattern, that, as well as here's just a beige and brown polka dot, a wood grain type, gold inset wood grain. Loving this. Another wood grain. And if you are a Cricut person who likes the mystery boxes, I'm what can I say? I'm a sucker for a mystery box. The December 1 mystery box had fabric that matches this pattern almost identically, with the arrows. And so I was just like, oh my God, I have to get this. And so really excited for that. Not so much feeling this floral pattern. I'm sure others out there are like, oh, that's so cute. It's a gold inset. I hope you can see it. And again, more wood grain. You can see why I got this pack, all the wood. Just a gold inset on a white linen. Let's see, memories are the tender threads of the heart. Laughter sparkles like sunshine. You're my shining star, that's what you are. Give yourself back to the world each day. Love us together, you have my heart. You plus me equals we. Love you lots and lots. Love being with you, you and me. And then thank you very much for the difference you make in my life. More very basic patterns. Not caring so much for the anchors. If you're a nautical person, that would be really cute. More wood grain. Yay! More of the just a gold inlay on ivory. More wood grain. Similar to before, I actually hadn't seen this page when I was flipping through it. Create your own sunshine. It's a beautiful day. Hello, today is the day. It looks like a calendar. Love you. The details. This is my beautiful life. So that's cute if you're a scrapbooker. It would be totally cute for some stuff. Gold inlay foil on a craft paper and polka dots. There's the similar to the gold flowers, only here it is in an ivory and a linen color. And then the arrows again, this time without the foil. But again, super cute and matches that December Cricut mystery box identically. The next pack I got, glitter. Who can resist glitter? God love the glitter. This is kind of an aqua, the melon color. I'm actually not a fan of melon, but I'm loving that color. You can't really see, but the glitter on it glints in gold, and so it really just stands out. I guess maybe it's not really a melon, it's more of a coral color. The green, yes, the lime green. Well, maybe not quite lime, a little bit off lime. But if you're a green fan, gotta love it. Ah, the turquoise. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. More green. This is a little bit darker, more of a, well, I'm not really sure. I wouldn't call it moss. Purple. My favorite color. The color of royalty, just like me. Gold, marigold yellow. Pink, again with the gold glitter. A light pink with the gold glitter. I'm assuming this is red, though it looks more orange to me with the glitter in it, but yeah. So that was red, this is orange. Hopefully you can see the difference on the camera. And then that bright cobalt blue. Ooh, yes. So had to totally get this. JoAnn's price, I think, on these was like $19.99. With the half off price, it was $10. 20 off of that made them $8. So I was like, okay, that's a fair price. I can go for that. The last thing, I think that's the last thing. I'm looking around to make sure this is the last from JoAnn's. Was this chalkboard paper. Again, cardstock. So it's a really good heavy weight. A nice matte. It does work well. I actually tested it already. And the paper is a good quality weight. I had a number of projects. When I saw this, I immediately jumped in my mind to a number of projects I could do. The last time I was visiting home, they had one of the neighbors was tearing down an old barn. And so I asked them, do you care if I grab up some of this wood? What are you planning to do with it? And they were just going to scrap it, so they were more than happy to let me take it. So I grabbed up a bunch of this old barnwood. Now, if you're familiar with old barnwood, you know part of what gives it that weathered age and what ends up happening is it's not a level surface. Not after it's all said and done. The less dense parts wear a lot easier than the more dense parts. So you get these divots and these raises in it. But that's part of what gives it the character. And of course I could sand that down, but then I'm going to lose that rustic wood character. And so I didn't think chalkboard paint would be appropriate for it, but that's what I want to use them for, is to make some chalkboards out of. So I thought, wow, this is going to be perfect, because I can go in, figure out what size, and kind of sketch it out, and then do a putty fill over top of it so I get a nice level surface that I can adhere this paper to, and it's heavy enough that it's not going to buckle or do anything like that, while still letting me get that nice chalkboard on the old rustic weathered wood look, for that definite farmhouse style look. So I'm really excited to try that out. Not sure when I'm going to get to it, but definitely looking forward to it, and that is one of them. Like, the others were purchased with the idea of finding a purpose. This was purchased with a purpose in mind, a very clear purpose. So I'm super excited to use that. So at the beginning of the video, I promised to tell you what's been going on with me for a year. So it's been a year, actually a little over a year, since I posted my last video. For those that know me, you know, you've heard me say before, my springs are always really busy with my day job, with my work, and so I don't have a lot of time. So last year I had gone ahead and I had pre-filmed a ton of videos, straight through Easter, and was planning to then have those scheduled to post out, so there was stuff going. Well, of course, as luck would have it, my hard drive failed. So I lost everything. And so I had this kind of debate of, do I go and try to make it again and make it work and post some stuff, or do I just let it go for a few months? And so I decided to let it go until May or June, when I could kind of get back on track, and things calm down in my life. Except, well, I'm skipping a few other things that happened, but I'm just going for the major ones that have impacted my soaping and other stuff. I ended up breaking my foot. And not just breaking my foot, I broke it in 3 places, damaged the soft tissue in my foot, and did damage to my tendons in my lower leg, as well as my knee joint. So I spent all of the summer and much of the fall in a cast, being told by my doctor that I needed to take disability and refusing to do so, because I felt I had too much other stuff to do, which is probably why I was in the cast as long as I damn well was. But even now, you know, he's told me I should expect to be struggling with some activities for 6 months to a year. But that's why I haven't been making any soaps, because even now, standing here for this length of this video, I can already tell you I am aching and need to sit down, and that makes it very difficult to do the soaping. I know there's people out there who are like, well, you could just sit and do it. No, I can't. I've tried. It did not turn out well. I'm one of those people, just my style, I need to be able to stand, to move around, to do what I need to do, to feel like I'm doing it right. And not being able to do that, I sort of just tabled it for a while. So I actually haven't made a soap in over a year. You'll see in one of the other, because I am going to break this into multiple. This has gotten ridiculously long. Um, you'll see in one of the other videos, there was a mold I bought that I was like, it's not Christmas, it's not related, it's New Year's related. And even though New Year's is like 2 days away, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I can make a totally cute soap using this. Um, and so I don't know if I'll get to it, but I'm going to try to make kind of a New Year's soap to kind of celebrate getting back on track, as well as that. But the other piece of that equation is, not because right now you can see a little bit of the boxes. Everywhere in my house is boxes. Why? Because I'm in a different house. While I was still in the cast, I would, well, the punchline of this story is my landlord chose to sell the house I had been renting and gave me no notice. So I had spent a good 2 weeks coming home to randomly finding this business card for a realtor in my door. And I, of course, when I'm like, well, I don't know who the hell you are. And I'm looking at it thinking, well, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. They're advertising in case you're looking for their services, which I wasn't at that point in time. I, had planned on originally buying a house this coming spring, but given the injury to my leg and the bills, let's call it the reality of it, the medical bills, kind of had delayed that plan. And so I thought it'd probably end up being summer, maybe fall before I was looking for a house. Well, I kept coming home, and every day there was a new business card in the door. So after the first couple of days, I just sort of ignored it. 2 weeks goes by, and I come home one day, and all of a sudden, there is a for sale sign in the yard. So, of course, having heard nothing from my landlord, not to mention the fact that if you ever saw the house, you would know he hadn't fixed anything for 3 years. Like, basically, he never fixed anything. He quit giving a shit after his wife died. Pardon my language. And I feel for the man because, obviously that is a very traumatic experience, but he just quit caring about anything after that. But he still kept going on for a good two years after that. But I came home one day and there was a for sale sign in the yard. And so I call the number there, and of course I get that realtor who's been leaving the damn business card in my door every day, who tells me that my landlord has decided to sell. But that on top of that, he's already planned for tours of the house beginning that next day. So, let's just be quite honest, I made that house a hot mess because I needed time. Having no notice, I needed as much time as I could to figure out my plan and to execute it. So I made it look like a hoarder's paradise. You could not walk through the house other than to walk through the path of utter destruction of the stuff the landlord had not repaired. Yes, I'm a bad person. There's probably a place in hell saved for me for having done that. But I needed to have that time because the damn man should have told me he was planning to sell. Because the other reality of this is knowing that I was going to be back in the place that I was going to be able to start soaping again, I had restocked everything I had destashed. So quite literally my living room was full of oils and lyes, fragrance oils, everything imaginable. And so that was all that more crap that I had to try to move with me. So I figured it out finally, got everything together, managed to secure the financing, and I bought a house. What is somewhat a little bit maybe hilarious, at least it is still in my mind, is I met my realtor and spoke with her for the first time on a Sunday. And given the time frame that I had, by that next Saturday, I was under contract. So not even a full week to be under contract in a house. And as unfortunate, the reality is I found a great house. I love my house. I'm very happy with it. There's a lot that I still need to do to get everything set up, not the least of which is unpacking. Um, but there's some somewhat unfortunate circumstances that led to the house being on the market in the first place. And so I do feel bad in that regard. Um, the house came on market because the couple that lived here um, sold or decided to sell because one of them has terminal cancer. So that has been horrific, and has definitely been heartbreaking. Um, they're wonderful folks. Um, Definitely got to know them through the process and talking with them and getting to know more about the house. And I really, my prayers. I know you don't know him, but your prayers with him. He is. It's the husband of the couple. He is actually. They're not really willing to say he's in remission, but he's getting slightly better. So it's looking. The prognosis is much better than when we bought the house. When we bought the house, he was stage 4 cancer, or what they considered him to be stage 4 cancer. And so she was looking to sell the house so she could move closer because he was in a hospital elsewhere, to be there and to be with him during the last days. And so it looks like he's actually been able to come out of the hospital. He was able to spend Christmas with the family. If you can't guess, yes, I do have a connection with them. I still do talk with them. And so definitely my prayers, and hopefully everyone else's prayers, are with them. It does seem like he is slowly and hopefully maybe making a recovery. And so definitely looking forward to that. But, they recognized they needed to sell this house. This was actually the house that they lived in. They rented out. When they purchased this house, they own the house next door. That's why I know so much about them. When they purchased this house, they bought it because they didn't want someone that they didn't like living in it. So, but they fell in love with the house. They renovated it. He was a contractor. So they did a lot to restoring this house. It's a 1928 Craftsman. It is the woodwork is immaculate and beautiful. I mean, I've got crown molding everywhere. The only thing I'm not stellarly happy about is everything is finished in cherry. But all of the woodwork, they restored very lovingly. It's done in a very nice lacquered cherry. The doors are all either original or are vintage to the period that they brought in, including the door hardware, which is all the old crystal doorknobs with the original metalwork. It was lovingly done. I mean, it's an amazing house. The original hardwood is in some of the rooms. The room I'm standing in is laminate, but I'm absolutely okay with that. The nice thing about this house, and what really was the selling point for me, was that there's a partially finished basement. And the partially finished portion of that is the plumbing. So there is a full bathroom, laundry. There's laundry both upstairs and downstairs. But there's also a full kitchen. And as a soaper, that is a dream come true. So I actually have a full kitchen downstairs. The one thing that's not there, and I did find out why, is technically they shouldn't have built what they did. It doesn't meet code for our city because the ceiling is too low. It's basically a 7-foot ceiling, which means when you finish it, it's not going to meet clearance requirements. So they weren't able to finish the basement. But there's enough down there that I can do what I want to do, which is put in some cabinet space, some shelving. I may end up, the wiring's all there, the electrical's all done, the plumbing's all done, everything's great. Sinks are there, showers there, toilets there, all that kind of functional stuff for that plumbing. is there. What's missing is a stove and cabinet space. And that is what I still need to do. Plus probably a refrigerator or something down there. Because those of you who actually do know my soaping or watch my soaping videos know that my recipe that I love, that everyone else who uses my soap loves, is one that relies on a lot of hard oils, and as it sort of sets up and cures, it gets very, very hot. Oh my Lord. Most of my soaps, if I did not put them in a refrigerator, would volcano. So that is one thing that I do need to be able to get. I do have a deep freeze down there, so I could, in theory, toss it in there, at least temporarily, to kind of flash cool it. But if I don't get a refrigerator down there, eventually I might have problems. So I'm still getting unpacked, kind of getting back in the swing of things. Definitely looking forward to doing that. Historically, what I had, if you knew the history of this channel, you know that I actually had other stuff posted before I posted any of the soaping. I deleted all the original stuff. Actually, I've deleted it multiple times, and I decided to just do the soaping because that was, one of my. I take up a hobby every year, and that was one that I really decided to focus on for a couple of years there. To get into more of the artisanal pieces of it. And so I got rid of everything but that. And now I am back to doing more of my balance stuff. So I'm doing the soaping. I'm, as you can tell, doing other types of crafts. So this is going to evolve to have a little bit of all that. And this weekend I actually have my nephews who are visiting. And so we are doing some craft projects with them, so that they have some stuff to take home from Mom for Valentine's Day. And I may film some of those things, depends on how everything goes. But yeah, so I have rambled God knows how long at this point. So I should probably shut her down. The moral of this story, my leg's not in a cast anymore. I'm still kind of struggling in some ways with stairs, but flat surfaces, yay, I'm good. I can go all day. That's why I could shop till I dropped and then some. In a new house, I actually own this one. I don't rent anymore, which is itself very scary. Hopefully everything will wrap up with the former landlord, and I say this because I haven't gotten my deposit back yet. And I'm probably going to have to take them to court for that. Plus, technically, according to the lease, they owed me expenses for my moving, based upon the terms of the lease. And you can guess I didn't get a damn penny from them. Definitely didn't get the 60 days notice that the lease required for transfer or termination of the lease. I quite literally got 14 days notice. So definitely probably going to end up taking them to court if I don't get the check finally. So yeah, that's been my life. Like I said, it's been trying. There's other stuff that I didn't mention, but definitely not as bad as the year that many had. And so I'm really looking forward to a great 2019. And if you have stuck around this long and listened to my rambling, I'm going to have to go back and drink more because I'm starting to sober up now. Have to start bottle 3 here in a minute. If you're still here, and if you lasted this long, you had to find something interesting. So I would definitely encourage you to subscribe to the channel. If you really want to know immediately when I post, hit the alert bell. Otherwise, I look forward to hoping that you visit again and check us out over here at what is, at least at this moment, Digital Fairies Creations, which there's a whole nother story that I may share in a different video of where that name came from. But I may be switching it over to one of my business names Either that being Heritage Lane Crafts or Two Bears Soapery. Haven't decided yet, but probably going to change it just simply because people are like, what the hell? Digital Fairy? Huh? What? But thanks for sticking around with me this long. This was actually probably the smallest of the unboxings slash unbaggings, I guess, really technically. Like I said, I literally had well, I shouldn't say a truck, an SUV full to the rim. And I have stuff all over this house that I want to be able to show you, tell you what my plans are, because there's some really fun things that I have in mind, both related to Christmas, as well as repurposing some things for other holidays. And even when I was out getting some of the Christmas stuff, I started finding Valentine's Day stuff. So definitely want to tell you what's on my mind with those things. There's some definite cute ideas playing around in my head that I think even if I don't get to, maybe you will. And I hope that, that's part of what crafting is. It's about sharing. It's about learning from others. It's about getting ideas and just having fun and trying new things. So thanks for sticking around.